Welcome to the Sharkpreneur podcast with Kevin Harrington and Seth Greene. Kevin Harrington is the inventor of the infomercial, one of the original sharks from the hit TV show Shark Tank, and has generated over $5 billion in TV and digital direct response sales. Seth Greene is the world's first trusted authority on cutting-edge direct response marketing, a best-selling author, and the only 3-time Marketer of the Year nominee. On the podcast, Kevin and Seth interview sharkpreneurs who share straight talk on what it takes to explode your business.
Why do so many businesses struggle while others seem to explode overnight? Do you wish you had the secret to this type of exponential growth? Now, I've scaled more than 20 businesses to over $100 million, and it's not just luck. In my new book with Mark Tim, Mentor to Millions, you'll learn the repeatable framework I use in all my business ventures for massive success. Order at kevinmentor.com and get over $1,000 in bonuses. Head to kevinmentor.com.
Welcome to the Sharkpreneur podcast. This is your co-host, Seth Greene. Today I'm joined by Matt Barnett of Bonjoro.com. Matt is they are doing some insanely cool things with personalized video. We're going to talk about that in just a minute. Matt, thanks so much for joining us.
Hey, Seth. Thanks for having me along.
Our pleasure. Let's go back in time a little bit. How did you get started?
So, British originally, moved to Australia many, many years ago as a young man, started surfing, fell into business and tech, ran an agency out of here. Large FMCG clients, large agency clients, ended up in New York, London, Paris as the epicenters. Being in Australia, lead conversion and getting on calls when you're in the wrong time zone, not as easy. So we looked for a different way to engage those prospects. And I used to take a ferry to work across Sydney Harbour, and I started sending videos to every single lead that we had come into our funnel every single morning at 5 a.m. So on a boat going past the Opera House, I'd do a video for John Archer from Ogilvy from London who signed up. John, I see you're, head of client for Budweiser. We've already worked with Anheuser-Busch and Heineken. Obviously I'm in Australia, not in London, but I am over there in 6 weeks. Love to come in and pitch you and kind of share more what we do here at the agency. Sent those off. As a result, honestly, tripled the response rates. Everyone loved it. Most people replied and said, can't understand what you're saying because it's too windy. But it's hilarious, come and see us. Long story short, one of those clients ultimately was like, hey, what's this video email thing you guys are using? And we put together a little platform they could try out. This is back early 2017. And then some of their customers who received them asked if they could use it. Some of their customers asked if they could use it. We put up a paywall and a sign-up page. And then within 18 months, it crushed the agency in terms of scale. And that's how we got to where we are today.
That is absolutely fantastic. And I'm sure the longer version could fill a book if it isn't in one already. Now, for everyone watching who is not familiar with Bonjoro, tell them what it does.
So it's personalized video messaging. So as at the beginning there, one-to-one messages sent to the leads or the customers at key points on a customer journey. The system plugs into if you use a Salesforce or a HubSpot or any kind of CRM or customer database. And when a customer performs actions, such as a lead coming in or does a purchase or a delivery is made, we then notify one of your sales or CS team and say, hey, here's all the information about this customer. Go and send them a 30-second video asking to book a demo, to leave a review, to get on board and come on board as a customer, or just say thank you. And that's essentially it.
Okay, so let's dive into that so this isn't some way where this isn't some way of merging their name into my video. So I create one video and that works for Tom, Jerry, Bob, and Fred. This is, you're telling I get an opt-in to watch a webinar, and your system tells me to go record a video for Bob, and I grab my phone and go, hey, Bob, thanks so much for registering on the webinar. We'll see you then. And then how does Bob get that video? How does that video get to your system and get to Bob?
Yeah, so once you record it, you go back to work. It's a 20-second video, no more. We then deliver it, email, social, how that needs to be to get through to him. Bob obviously gets that. It's like, wow, this company cares. Like, this is amazing. There's a lot of power in the name. If you're a B2B brand, say the company too. And that's it. And we generally see about 80% open rates on those messages that go out. We see around about 3 times response rates, and all that leads to obviously lead conversion and customer engagement.
Yeah, that's awesome. Now, are you delivering that video? If you're saying 80% open rate, if you're sending an email, you're not attaching an MP4 file. Are you hosting that video on your platform and the subject line just says video enclosed or something?
Yes, we actually dump in a kind of like animated GIF. So you can see the first 3 seconds, how long that video is. They click on it, it goes to a hosted page. That enables you then to customize that hosted page. So like it's customized to your brand. You include call to actions, links in the videos. So example, Bob comes in, you actually want to get him on a demo for your sales call. So when you go to that page, there's a link there to book a demo, or there's a link to leave a review, or there's a link to do X, Y, Z. Like the whole reason you're sending these is obviously to delight the customer, but it's to drive an action as well.
Okay. And so then your system also delivers the email that has created the animated GIF or something.
Yeah, exactly. So the idea here, in order to be able to scale this, because it does take time components, we serve you up all the information about Bob so you can look at that and personalize it in seconds. We then deliver it, we track it, we get all the results, we allow them to apply to it. So again, the idea here is it's a 20-second, 30-second like time cost for you or your team. That's it.
So are you familiar with another platform called BombBomb?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
so if I'm understanding this correctly, the difference in BombBomb is BombBomb doesn't tell me anything. I have to go get the idea to send somebody a video, upload it, physically send it. I do it all myself in the platform, but there's no triggers. There's no somebody opted in, here's all their information to send them a video. And if you just hit record and hit submit, it does it for you, correct? Yours does all that.
Yeah, exactly. And again, we're not used for mass emailing. This is about specific conversion. It's about customer engagement is where we sit. And it's all about timing. So, and it's also about timing for the customer. It's also timing for you. Not all leads are equal. You might want to put a filter in and say, hey, look, only people with a lead score of X, Y, Z are the ones that we're going to put the time in here. So again, it's about driving specific conversions using video just as a comms tool, not as a content tool.
Okay, so totally makes sense. I love it. So I'm not going to get 500 people to register for a webinar and sit there and record 500 separate videos, perhaps. I don't have time. But the people who book strategy sessions at the end of the webinar who know how much the service is, they might get a video saying, hey, see you on the session. Here's your homework type of thing. That would make more sense, right?
Exactly. And you have guys we have Pat Flynn's one of the customers, and he does that with his strategy sessions when he sets them up. The idea is, especially like doing a webinar, people know you, they've seen you, and then you're like, hey, Joe, this is me, just kind of checking you in. Like the idea here is it's also best first impressions. We talk about advocacy being a part of this. If you do this, it blows people away. Are they more likely to become an advocate? Are they more likely to stay longer? Are they more likely to go and talk about you? Absolutely. That's all it really is.
That is absolutely fantastic. Now, you have some amazing, amazing case studies. Can you share one or two of them with us about the results that people are getting from using this service?
Yeah, for sure. So if we look at, e-commerce is pretty interesting because you wouldn't think of this as a industry that would use personalization. So I'll give you two. One is industries that don't use personalization. Now we see a lot of rise in e-commerce this year where we're being used with high ticket purchase items to basically get people to come back and purchase again, to move on to subscription models, or to go and leave reviews. So for instance, we have a fashion store in Denmark, unknown, launched using us. Every purchase, asked them to go and leave a review on Trustpilot, which is the biggest kind of review site for e-commerce. Within 3 months, #1 in men's fashion in the whole of Denmark for Trustpilot reviews. And the idea is waiting until something gets delivered, sending a video saying, want to make sure you enjoy the delivery, it's everything you expected. By the way, reviews mean a lot to us. Can you go and leave us one? So again, as a result of that, they halve their CAC, they halve the cost per acquisition of all new customers coming in, which again, for a men's fashion label is absolutely huge. The other end of the spectrum is you might want to look at industries which are highly relationship driven. So things like consultancies, financial advisory, wealth, CPA, legal. We get used by a number of financial advisories around the world. And what we see, just across the board, is 3 times the response rates of any messages that sent out. And obviously that leads into 2 to 3 times the conversion rates.
That is absolutely fantastic. Now, you have also worked out integrations and deals with countless CRMs and other types of systems. Can you talk about how you play together and how you integrate with just a couple of the big ones?
Yeah, so we'll plug into things like HubSpot, ActiveCampaign, MailChimp, Shopify, you name it. The idea is that connects directly in the platform. So you put it in, you choose triggers. So new lead, new customer, new deal, certain, SQL score, all these different triggers that can fire it off. It's then notified. We drag in all the information from the CRM. So we, again, show you who the person is, what they've done in your system, how much they've spent. So you can personalize that video. We also use Zapier, one of the fastest growing apps. So we plug into, thousands more, you name it, we plug into it.
That is absolutely fantastic. With Talk a little bit about the growth rate of Bonjoro itself.
Yeah, so 2017 launched, 2018 we started investing in it correctly. We've been doing, I guess, 200% in the first year and kind of continued from there. This year it's been a bit of an acceleration. Interestingly, I think it's like, so obviously video during the last year has been crucial, connecting with customers. I do think there is this has been building anyway. I think two things come into play. One is look at obviously a more remote workspace anyway. Customers who are more remote looking to connect with those. Video is an amazing way to do it. The infrastructure is now there to support that. So video, like you're just going to see, is going to grow and grow. It's easy to do. The other piece is I think brands starting to pull down boundaries. So like customers driving authenticity. Like customers want authenticity. They want to know that brands care. Online competition's rising. One of the ways you can compete is to put service first. And this again is where things like this come into play. So it's been happening anyway. It's a great time for video, great time for authenticity. Last year, I think it's accelerated that, and it's a good place to be.
Absolutely. With all the success you've achieved, what's your biggest challenge now?
Our team and hiring. I mean, like everyone will tell you this. So we're going through like another big growth spurt this year, and so it's finding great people. Like our team right now is split across 5 continents. So it's a challenge with time zones and everything else. We tend to hire the best people for the role, independent of where they are in the world. Most of our customer base, we're headquartered in Sydney. Most of our team and 90% of our customers are not in Australia. So that obviously makes, I think, just operationally a bit of a challenge. I think holding culture together this year has been more of a challenge because normally we fly everyone around the world. We fly teams together. That's had a bit of a full stop. That will change this year. But look, best people for the role. Like every CEO will ever tell you, like you get that right, the rest of it works.
Awesome. Your passion's obvious. What do you like best about what you do?
I love products. I'm a product guy. Like I love building things that have never been done before. I love the excitement. Like I love customers as well. I love talking to people. So you put those two together and that kind of makes sense. We've ended up where we are. Like it's fun. I mean, this is like any business owner who doesn't enjoy it. Like what else gets you out of bed in the morning when you're having a hard, because you'll go through that roller coaster. Like growth is pretty exciting. It's probably the most exciting thing as well.
That is awesome. So what are some of the biggest mistakes you see business owners making when it comes to marketing using video?
So I think getting started, I think a lot of people think like videos on a pedestal. You know, it's been in film and TV for many years. But like, oh, we just dress up perfectly. We have to act. That's not what it is. It's simply a window for comms. That's all it is. So you don't need to look your best. Like authenticity trumps like good looks any day. I mean, I'm kind of like a good example of that. Yeah, like I'm no model, but like it works. So be excited if you're happy. That's all it takes. Getting started. This is not something that takes a production team. It's not something that takes hours of investment. You know, like to test this kind of thing out is 20 minutes of your time, and it's very binary. Did we get more conversions? Yes or no? So like I think like many tactics, getting started, not being afraid, and just letting go is probably the biggest hurdle.
All right. Now, for folks watching and listening who want to learn more about your innovative platform and how they can put it to work for them, where is the best place for them to go to learn more?
So hop into bonjoro.com if you want to give it a go. It's free to try it out. You'll receive a video from one of the team somewhere in the world, personalized. So have a chat to them. You'll get to experience it. Look, if you want to reach out to me personally, always happy to help. Help onto LinkedIn. If you search for Papa Bear, that's my official title. There's only 3 of us, and I'm the guy in the bear suit. So hit me up.
That is awesome. This has been Seth Greene with Matt Barnett from Bonjoro. Matt, thank you so much for joining us.
No worries, Seth. Thanks for having me.
Thanks, everybody, for watching or listening, and we'll see you next time.
Do you need money to fund your idea, product, or service? Are you ready to take your business to the next level but need capital to get it done? Kevin Harrington has heard more than 50,000 pitches and knows how to help you make the perfect pitch to get the funding for your entrepreneurial dream. He's distilled the process down in his perfect pitch cheat sheet, and it's yours for free. Just text PITCH to him right now at 727-888-2100. Text PITCH to 727-888-2100 right now and claim your free perfect pitch cheat sheet. Text PITCH to 727-888-2100 to start funding your dream today.
This show has been produced by Market Domination, LLC. To discover how you can have your own show completely done for you and turn it into a real published book and become the authority in your marketplace, go to www.marketdominationllc.com/podcast offer.